Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining us is Kyle Rupert. He is the Executive Director of the Jasper Arts Commission, and things are rolling along. I know times are a little different again, and so we kind of need to address that, but you've got shows scheduled.
We do have shows scheduled. 2020 wiped out everything. I should say the second half of 2020 and the first part of 2021. So we rescheduled everything we had originally set for that season, and we are hopeful, cautiously optimistic that we'll be able to continue with shows or start having shows into this season as well. But like you mentioned, things are always changing. That's been the motto of the last 18 months. So if things don't improve, we may have to look at pushing stuff back again.
And really, you're on top of it. You're kind of keeping track of what's going on, and you're making sure that you guys are always updated with what's going on, as well as the artists themselves.
Yeah, every day we're looking at it and seeing what others are doing. What's the trend right now, both in cases and in terms of how the industry is responding, how other venues are responding, and going on it as a day-by-day situation. And that's all we really can do at this point. And we try to be flexible and understanding, and we just ask that everyone be the same with us as we navigate.
Okay, so as we navigate, you've got a great show coming up beginning of October.
Yes, multi-platinum artist, Grand Ole Opry member, recent Grand Ole Opry member as of 2019, Mark Wills, is going to be performing a string of awards in the late 90s and early 2000s, hits like Don't Laugh at Me and 19-something. So he and his band are planning to come up to Jasper at the beginning of October and putting on a great show. We hope that we're able to keep that date. That's the idea. That's the intent. I will say what's very important is if the date is canceled or postponed, we always will work as hard as possible to reschedule the date, and then any tickets sold will be honored for the new date. So there's no issue on our end as far as you buy a ticket and then you're either not going to see the show or not get your money back, right? We're not going to do that. So we're either going to honor the ticket if you still want to come to a new date, should there be a new date, or if you can't make the new date and you want your money back, that's okay too. We understand. Again, that's that flexible part.
Sure.
But hopefully October 9th, 2021 will be the date, and it'll be a great show. We're looking forward to having Mark and his band here. Great guy, great hits, great songs. I think 16 Billboard hits, so really looking forward to that.
And be aware of this, a lot of times these country artists of this stature sell out.
Yeah.
Is we at that with Mark Wills? We don't know yet.
We're on our way.
Okay.
We're on our way. Again, it's a weird year dealing with, we didn't start selling tickets until later in the summer than what we normally would. Budget constraints, I've heard advertising capabilities, so that's put a bit of a diminished outreach effort on all the performances, not just Mark's. So there are still some tickets available, but as more of that advertising, more of that word gets out, I never advise waiting to the last minute, because these are reserved seats, so it's not general admission. So if you have a particular place you like to sit, whether that's on the aisle or in the center or up close or further back, you want to get those tickets as soon as you can to make sure you get the seat that you want.
And there will be some restrictions. You got to wear a mask, and that's all part of the tickets, and there's hand sanitizer and things like that available.
Yep.
Okay.
At this time, we do require masks. The city requires masks in all city buildings. So masks are required throughout the performance. Hopefully, things improve. If not, we may have to look at other requirements. A lot of venues are going to proof of vaccination requirements. We certainly hope the situation gets to a point to where it's a good enough situation where you don't have to do that, but we've got to keep in mind the safety of the artists and our patrons and our staff. And the thing with artists too is they don't just come and play in a city and then go home. They're going from city to city to city. So they have to think about the entire tour. We've seen bands recently who have had to shut down tour dates because a band member or tour personnel tested positive. So we're all just trying to keep, the industry can't handle shutting down again for another 18 months. Right. So we're all just trying to figure out how can we keep this moving forward.
And you're doing that, bringing Mark Wills in.
Mark Wills.
And he's just one of many different shows.
Yeah.
Can can you buy individual tickets now for the different shows?
Yep.
And can you still get season tickets if you would like to do that as well?
You can still get season tickets or purchase one of our subscription packages. That opportunity, though, is quickly going away because a lot of our backstage shows are very close to selling out.
Okay.
So we only have a handful of tickets left for those particular shows, including the Small Glories, which is our other show in October. That's towards the end of October, October 23rd. I think there's about 7 tickets left for that. So once we sell out of a show, we can't sell packages anymore. And packages are the cheapest way to buy tickets because you're saving on every show.
Basically, aren't you getting the show free if you kind of figure it right?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. Now, Yoga Palooza got moved. That'll be held later.
We're still working on when that date will be. Yeah, but our goal with everything, when we reach out to an artist and we commit to them and we say we want to bring you to Jasper and have you be part of our community for a day or 2 days, however long it may be, we want to try to honor that commitment. So we always look to try to find a new date. So we're working through that now with Yoga Palooza, and we're excited about when that opportunity may present itself.
You mentioned the Small Glories.
Yes.
Is that at the Astra?
No, that's
Okay.
going to be at the Jasper Arts Center as
Okay.
part of our backstage series. Incredible folk duo out of Canada. They were 2019 International Folk Artists of the Year. They won awards left and right in 2019, and of course, hardly anybody won any awards in 2020 because there wasn't a lot going on. But their album did receive 3 awards in 2020, and they just had a new album come out in June. So we're very excited to have them. They're incredibly talented and gifted, and so they'll be in our backstage series. So you'll be sitting pretty close to the artist, which is again another reason why we really hope things settle down and we don't have to put any additional restrictions or potentially postpone the show.
So if you want to get tickets,
Yes.
what do you need to do? If you want to see Mark Wills, that's
Yeah.
the next big show coming
Yeah.
up. Or you're looking to maybe buy a show that's coming up later. How do you buy your tickets?
The quickest way to get tickets is to go to jasperarts.org/tickets. We have a revamped website, so it should be much easier to navigate than the website we had earlier this year. Or you can call us. Our office number is 812-482-3070.
Now, to pay, can you pay over the phone with a credit card?
You can.
So you'll just take that information, or you pay online that way as well.
Absolutely.
Can you stop in the office?
You can. So
Okay.
our office is located at the 10 Clark Cultural Center on the Arts Wing, which is where the galleries are at. And you can buy tickets there in person, take in the exhibits that are on display, which we have 3 on display right now. And then we can take all forms of payment. So cash, check, credit card,
Okay. It's all set.
all set, ready to go.
And the shows are still at the same locations they always have been, which is
Correct.
at the Community Arts Center, the Civic.
The Jasper Arts Center.
Thank you. Jasper Arts Center, okay,
Right.
which is where they've always been. That's
Which is
the
where they've always
performers,
been.
okay? That's where backstage is as well.
Yes.
But there is some shows that are at the Astra.
Yes.
Okay, so beware that's kind of, you got really 3 different sets of shows at different locations.
Yes.
All right, next show coming up, Mark Wills, October 9th. Get your tickets now. Kyle, thank you very much. Anything you'd like to add?
We're just excited to have everyone come back, stay safe. The sooner we get this all behind us, the sooner we can just go on about our business and get back to enjoying live music like we used to.
That's great. Thank you very much. Kyle Rupert
you.
has been our guest. He is the Executive Director of the Jasper Arts Commission. I'm Bill Potter. Thanking you for watching 18 WJTS in.form. We're local people watching local people.